Welcome to the first section, the 3 types of audiences that you have and which ones will actually buy. So audiences, let's go ahead and dive into this. So really, this isn't anything earth-shattering, right? Like it's marketing 101. We want to know who your customers are, how you can help them, and where to find them. That's really what in a nutshell, like this is what everything boils down to is you need to have a problem that you can solve. You need to know people that have that and have that problem, and then you got to know where to find them. If you have those 3 things, you can pretty much sell anything to anybody. People want to feel heard. Imagine going to the doctor because your foot hurts and they don't even look at your foot. They like try to prescribe all this other stuff and they put like an elbow brace on you and like, well, doc, my foot hurts, my elbow doesn't hurt. So, we really want to make sure our people feel understood first before believing you. Otherwise, they'll think you're just trying to make money. And if there's no trust and no engagement, that means there's no connection, there's no impact, and there's ultimately no sales. Sales isn't the only goal here. We want to be able to make a difference in the world and connect with people. But ultimately, if we want to do this full time, we need to make money and we got to pay the bills, right? So the next step is going over the 3 P's, and what I like to call them are passion, problem, and pain, right? Like this may seem pretty basic, but bear with me for a minute. So if you're sitting here, you probably resonate with at least one of the things in these 3 categories. You have a passion for helping people. You want to create independence for yourself or your family. You want to make more money. You want to have a greater impact, and you want to make a difference in the world, right? Like ultimately, if you are in business for yourself, especially in the online space, you probably resonate with at least one of those things. And if not, my market research sucks, and I'm sorry, but if you did, that's probably why you're here. The problem. You probably experienced one of these problems. You don't really know where to start when it comes to making videos. You don't know how to make videos. You're probably overcomplicating it in your head a little bit. No worries, people do it. You're kind of on that content hamster wheel where you're just making content for the sake of making content. You don't really have a strategy or anything. There's low engagement, which leads to low impact because less people are seeing your stuff, and then you're not really able to impact people if they don't see it and they don't like it and engage with it, comment on it, reach out to you, and things like that. Lack of a strategy, or low or no ROI. And these are the things that my audience struggles with and things that I want to help them with. And pain that causes it can lead to burnout pretty easily. Like if you're sitting here making content every day, making a video every day, making a long form post every day, whatever the case may be, like people like Gary Vee, tell you to post 38 times a day. And that can lead to burnout if you're not seeing any results, if you're not getting engagement, if you're not getting sales, no impact. Frustration, you feel unfulfilled because you're not able to make that impact. You have a lack of clarity in what you should do. And also it's wasted money. And most importantly, there's lost time. Like we can always make more money and you can always get happier. You can always do that. But the one resource that we don't get more of is time. And that's the idea here is I want to give you a shortcut to be able to make a bigger impact quicker. All right. So things to consider. What's their greatest desire? What goal can you help them achieve? Like what's the biggest result that you can help them get to? What problem can you solve, right? Where do they hang out online? Like one of the big strategies these days is, on Facebook groups, or if you're really good at ads, maybe you can target them really well and run targeted ads like Facebook ads or YouTube ads or Google ads or whatever the case, billboards. Like if your market is local to you, if you're a local service provider, marketing agency, anything like that, you want to put up billboards in your area because those people are there. I don't really recommend it, but I'm just saying that you need to know where they hang out. And so that way you can put ads in front of them. Not necessarily ads, put content in front of them that you can help them with, right? What books do they read? What podcasts do they listen to? What influencers do they follow online? When you know these things about these people, you get a better insight as to what they're thinking about, what kind of content they're consuming, and what kind of problems they're trying to solve based on the content that the people they're following are putting out. I hope that makes sense. What do they complain about to family and friends? And what keeps them up at night? Like if they're laying in bed, staring at the ceiling, like, oh my God, I got to make this work. Like what kind of problem are they having that you can solve for them? These are really important questions to know the answer to. And that's where that, the client avatar blueprint, the market research blueprint. There we go. 3rd time's the charm. The market research blueprint. That's a freebie at the end of this video or the end of this, course. This mini course is really going to help you with that. It's like 5 pages long of like dozens and dozens of questions. It's kind of a pain to do it. I'm not going to lie. It's going to take you an hour or two to really do it well, maybe longer if you want to be really, really thorough. But the more you know, the better it is. And then once it's done, it's just like a cheat code because you have it all in one place and you don't have to like go around to all these different Google Docs. It's in one doc and you know exactly what everything is when you're trying to write copy or creating videos or anything like that. You have all of it in one place. What's the biggest mistake they're making that you can help them fix too? That's a big one. So when you're talking about audiences, we really have 3 different kinds of audiences. We have a cold audience who doesn't really know you. And at that point, we really want to deliver like connection type content so they can relate to you, and value type content where you can give them something of value, a quick tip, a quick win that you can give them like, oh, well, that was super helpful. You have warm audiences, and this is typically more like shifting perspectives kind of stuff where you can say, oh, well, you've been doing it this way. Why don't you do it this way instead? Like, oh, you're writing long form content. That's a lot of work. Or, why don't you do videos instead? Or it's like you've been sitting there writing scripts to make videos. Why don't you do live videos instead? Because you don't need a script. There's only one take. You can't do it 100 times. Like you get one shot and done is better than perfect. Like that's going to be a recurring theme in this video, in this whole mini course, because and anything that I teach, because like done is better than perfect. I'm not going to lie, I've kind of recorded this video a couple times because I messed up a little bit. There might be some little edits in there, but anyway, like I love live videos. End of story. Moral of the story there. And then you have your hot audience, and these are going to be more geared toward people who are pretty much ready to buy from you. They might just have a couple reservations. So types of videos that work really well here are like frequently asked questions, sales objections, and like what to do type content. So after you've given them value, you've shifted their perspective on like, oh, you're doing this wrong, you should do this instead. Like, okay, well, what do I do now? So you're kind of like the guiding light, the North Star kind of thing, right? Like you want to show them the way and give them the roadmap to how to do that. I hope that makes sense. And then the sales objections can be really, really powerful when you're talking about like, well, like if you I don't know, or a business coach, something like that, and you get people asking you all the time, like, well, how do I know if this will work for me? You can make a video for that and literally title it that. And if you send that to them at the right time, when they're kind of like almost ready to invest to work with you, and you give them that message at the right time, they could be like, oh, maybe this will work for me. Maybe I should reach out and book my call or buy this thing or whatever the case may be. It's really important to get those messages to them at the right time. Each segment of the audience needs a different message, obviously. And once you nail this, the messaging is the easy part. Seriously, because once you know your audience and you know exactly what their problems are, you know what their goals are, you know how you can help them specifically and where they want to go, it's like a cheat code. I've said that a couple times, but it's seriously like a cheat code. And so that, I don't know why that started over, but we're going to go. Done is better than perfect. Here we go. So that's it for the audience section. I hope this wasn't too long. Feels like it wasn't too long. So I hope that was super helpful. And again, wait for the end so you can get that, the market research blueprint that's going to be super helpful for you. So thanks for watching this far, and I will see you in the next one for messaging.